Hi there and welcome to my channel. Today's project is for the VIcki Boutin design team and it's been Halloween week up over at Vicky's blog and I am the one closing up the week. And for this particular layout, I want to document, you're going to see that I have two pictures, but I ended up choosing the little monument of jack-o'-lantern that my daughter created a couple years ago and it was the first jack-o'-lantern. So I wanted something very Halloweenish, I'm going to say, for this layout. So I went through my silhouette library and I found this cut file and it's called Halloween Border, I believe. I'm gonna link it on the description. And you're gonna see that the video is gonna go blurry for a little bit, but I knocked the table, didn't realize that the camera was still on and continued filming it, and didn't realize the camera went out of focus. So all I'm gonna do is I'm using a foundation paper. I'm gonna explain to you what I did. I'm using a foundation paper that is being gesso, and all I did is I put the cutout and then just marked with a pencil the limit to where everything is gonna the limits of the cutout and where the picture is gonna sit. Once I have that done, I'm gonna bring some black watercolor, this is the Vicky said, and a little bit of water, and then I'm gonna add the color within the limit that I created with my brayer. But I'm not gonna just roll the brayer, I'm gonna kind of make it jump so that I'm creating really messy background. It's gonna be a really messy background, and you're gonna see it in a little bit when I realized that what was happening, so I bring the camera to focus. You're gonna see it looks really messy, but it's okay. A lot of it is gonna be hidden, not hidden, but it's gonna be underneath the cutout. Now, if you see my work, then you know I use a lot of splatters. And in this case, like I said, because everything is gonna be hidden, it's not that it's okay. I like the way this turns out, but I think having that splotchy kind of messy background look works really well because it's gonna be like little droplets of watercolor picking from behind the cutout and of the picture. Now, as you see, all I'm doing is adding the black watercolor right now, but and I know a lot of you are afraid of black, but it's a great neutral and a great way to have colors pop from a page. The only way that I can explain it is black eats a lot of the light. When you see something, it kind of mutes a lot of the colors from the background, making everything else pop. So in this case, you're gonna see the orange of the pumpkin pop a lot. Now, because I'm using orange in the picture, and there's a little hint of purple in the picture too, I am gonna bring those colors also in the background. And you're gonna see that I'm gonna use the orange and the purple watercolor just to add a few little details or little hints of the color on the background. And it actually shows really nice on top of the black. Like I mentioned before, black is a great neutral. It mutes a lot of the colors. So in this case, the little spaces, sorry, where the orange and the purple watercolor are gonna go, are just gonna take these little tones of like a warm tone underneath the orange, and a little bit of the purple is gonna show without taking away from the black. And my suggestion is don't start with the orange, start with the black and then build the orange. If you do it the opposite way, then you're gonna hide the orange instead of, if you have the black, the orange is gonna be accented. It just works better that way. Like I said, think of the black as the background, the neutral color in the background. And I just continue working on that. Now, another thing that if you want to recreate these pages, try to work your mixed media to fit within the limits of what you created. You want to go smaller, and that's one of the reasons where I'm going to add a lot of splatters. I want the splatters to peek from behind the cutout without having the mixed media completely take over the page. And this is an easy, and this type of layout is an easy way to have the mixed media take over the page. So restrain yourself from just adding lots of paint and just go with splatters. In this case, little bit goes a long way. And you're gonna see that I'm gonna bring the cutout once in a while just to make sure that I have enough. And I have plenty, I think I have plenty. And I'm gonna set it aside to dry. Didn't take too long to dry because, like I said, there's not that much water adding to the background. Now, I thought about coloring the cutout. I thought about backing the cutout, but I really like the contrast of the white cutout on top of the black background. So a couple of weeks ago, I created a layout where I actually color vellum using art crayons, and I'm gonna do the same for this one because I want to use the translucency, sorry, of the vellum just to give me a hint of color behind the jack-o'-lanterns in the cutout. So all I'm doing is using my stencil brush and the orange the red and a little bit of the peach art crayons just to add color to the vellum. And all I did is pick up the color with my stencil brush and then go in a circular motion on the vellum. And you can see it because I'm using on top of my work table. You can see how it changes color. Now, I am also going to use a little bit of the gold. I want to bring those rich tones. I want to make it, I think the gold is going to bring a lot of shine to this page. So I mixed a little bit of the orange with a little bit of iridescent glaze, and I'm going to use the same technique. I did not clean the brush in between. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wash it. I'm going to clean my brush right away because gold glaze can muck up the brush and you don't want to have like the stiff bristles. So all I'm doing, same thing that I did with my stencil brush, pick up a little bit of the glaze and then go on a circular motion. It's going to take, you got to just, you're not going to be able to collect a lot of glaze at once. And if you do, it's going to give you a big mess. So just be careful. Go a little bit of glaze at a time. Now, that's gonna set it aside to dry. And once it was completely dry, I'm gonna start backing at the pumpkin. Some of them are gonna be orange, some of them are gonna be gold. And I'm gonna use some strong adhesive. And my little bottle here has a Scotch quick dry adhesive. And you're gonna have to use something adhesive that's really strong because vellum and the art crayon are gonna tend not to stick to the paper. So once I glue the cutout onto the vellum, I'm gonna go ahead and fussy cut around it, and that's pretty much it. Now, once I had like the little pumpkins ready, I realized that I really like the details of the eyes, and I want those to pop. So I brought out Vicky's markers, and I'm just gonna go and use the black and the orange just to give a little bit of details to the eye sockets and the mouths, the frowns of the smile, whichever way you want to say it, of the cutout. Love how this turned out. Love the dimension that it adds to it, and it brings the details of the cutout. Once I have that done, I actually used quite a bit of foam adhesive behind the cutout just to prop it off the page. I think that having a little bit of dimension is gonna sell the details of the cutout and also help me to build this layer and bring a little bit more dimension to it. Now, when I created the cutout, I also used another cut file just to cut a few bats. I sized them so that they were small enough on the layout. And all I'm gonna do is give them a little bit of black watercolor to them just to actually make them black. But I don't want them shiny. I just want them matte. I just want them to, because it's gonna be a lot of white in the background, the black of the bat is actually gonna stand out. And I'm gonna set them aside to dry. Now that I'm looking at the background, I think that it also needs some shine and a few more details. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on another layer. And my next layer is going to be all about stamping. And I looked at all the stamps from Vicki sets, and I'm really like these little crosses. They look to me like little spiders. They look like little stars. There's so many things that you can interpret as stamp. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use I'm using actually black distress ink, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the little cross in this case around the areas outside of the cutout and within the cutout where there's no image. So like in between the spider webs or in between the pumpkins, and that's just gonna help bring a little bit more detail to the background. Also bring a little bit more black to the background, which is gonna be, it's not that it's needed, but it's going to help bring the details of the cutout. Everything is going to work. It kind of works together, the combination of the colors, adding those little textures just to bring everything out. Now, I think it needs shine. And like I said, I'm going to bring a little bit of gold just to create the shine in the background. And the first thing I did is I added a little bit of the gold glaze onto my little palette. And I didn't realize that I had a little bit of blue in the spot where I added the gold glaze. So it gave me this green tinge of the gold. So I just used it, and then I went ahead and I used the second layer of the gold with just water, and then I just added a few splatters. I'm just trying to focus on the outside of the cutout, like of the limits, where everything is gonna show. If I put it inside the background or where the limits of the background are, then it's gonna be hidden. So I'm gonna try to put it as much as I can outside of the limits. Now, I added a little bit of foam adhesive behind the cutout just to, like I said, to prop it on the page. Everything is going to look nice with the dimension, especially because there's such a detailed background. And then I'm going to just start layering some papers behind the picture. Now, when I bring the picture onto my layer, I realized that it's really, you can say bottom heavy, and I need to balance this page. So I pulled out this paper from the All the Good Things collection. I had created another layout for one of my design teams, and I used this black paper to actually cut bats out of it. So I'm gonna use it to create a border. So I cut a little bit of the top and the right hand side of this foundation paper that I use for my background, and then I'm just gonna glue it straight onto the paper that I have, the black paper, and that's just gonna balance the two corners in a way. And then I added another piece of paper behind the picture, and this one is the blue, kind of purplish color from the All Field Notes collection, and that's just gonna bring some of the purple that I'm adding on the background. Now to create my title, which is the first thing that I added, I used a combination of the Field Notes alphas, those kind of plastic puffy alphas, with a little bit of the All the Good Things alphas. I wanted to say the Big Pumpkin Adventure, because trust me, if you will see this little statue my daughter created for Halloween a couple years ago. It was literally 5 inches high, and she put like created the face and everything, and I loved it. I took a little picture. I still treasure. I think it's so cute. So I created my title using a combination of the alphas, and also added this watercolor sticker from the Field Notes collection, said Adventures. But you're gonna see that I add a little heart on top of the S, so it just reads Adventure. And then I'm just gonna use a few more stickers from the chipboard stickers from the all the no not the All the Good Things, sorry, the Field Notes collection. Now as I'm building that, I realized that I need to bring a little bit of black behind the picture just to have it pop more. So I cannot take the picture out, and there's no black paper in the Field Notes collection. So instead I'm bringing some washi. Great way to cheat a frame, great way to bring accents onto the page, and it works great because it has the gold little splatters on it. So all I did is cut little pieces and just add it behind the frame. And you're gonna see that I'm gonna add a few more details. I'm adding some of the clear stickers from the Field Notes collection, the watercolor stickers, and I wanted to add it right at the top corner because I think it needs to have a little bit of the orange from the jack-o'-lanterns up there. And then I'm just gluing the bats. Some of them are gonna have a little bit of foam adhesive behind them. Some of them are gonna go straight onto the page, and I'm just gonna fold the wings a little bit. After that, I'm creating some clusters, and I'm trying to keep everything within black and white. You're gonna see that I bring a few red and orange stickers, and I'm gonna place them in, I'm gonna say in each cluster. So there's one that I'm gonna add at the bottom where I added that little chipboard right now. I'm gonna add a little sticker there. It's not a sticker, it's enamel dot from the All the Good Things collection, and add just a little sticker to each one of the corners. Once I'm done, I'm gonna bring a little bit more of that gold glaze that I had diluted, that I had in my palette, and then I'm just gonna write a few lines of journal, and that's pretty much it. Super simple. This layout literally took an hour and 45 minutes to put together, and that was because I set it aside to dry. Took no time to put together. So try it, and I hope you had fun. I hope you've seen all the projects we have created this week, and that you're inspired to create something for your Halloween memories. Remember, you can always contact us if you have any questions, and don't forget to check out Vicki's stuff. Come join us in the community page, and thank you so much for joining me today. Take care, guys.